there is a part of this which kind of flows into this, which is about the narrative being set by the right. I think we said pretty clearly last night that so here's the thing, right? There is legislation before the House at the moment, my understanding is, about not being able to protest outside ministers' houses. One of the reasons the Greens are against it is the punishment you can receive if you do it, which is up to 3 months in prison. One of the reasons I think Labor's against it is, so does that mean government house? That's the Prime Minister's residence. What could that then be turned into outside an MP's residence? And government house, which is fully secure, and or where the it's in beside Auckland Grammar, where the Governor General lives. What then dictates a residence? And that's my understanding as to why they're not such fans of it. But in general, I am
shitty law.
Well, it's not a law yet. You mean to not be able to protest outside the house? Yeah,
potentially a law. It's like a lot of these ones that we've had from this government. It's shoddily put together, and it's far too vague.
Yeah,
like the interpretations of it could be real broad.
The downside of what's happening, like at the moment, protesting outside Winston's place, is one lunatic, one moron, one absolute fuckwit can do a lot of damage to a whole political ideology, and that's what you're seeing. It's a bit like at the Posey Parker thing. One person who punched an old lady in the face, can then get the whole group of people laboured. And I was going to tweet this today, but I stopped. And this is a warning to those on the right. If you want to designate the actions of one person, the character of one person, and equate that or equivalate that over a whole political party or a political ideology, just be careful. Because there's a few Tim Jargos in your cupboards. There's a few Ozzy Malcolms in your cupboards. And I know it was when he was young, but there's a few Sam Uffindales in your cupboards. So and this is what the right do well, see? This is the thing I was just talking about. The right do take the actions of one person or the blog from one person, and they spin the narrative out across all of that political ideology. But for some reason, the left don't seem to be able to do that, or it doesn't stick when it's one person from the right. Let's play this story. And actually, I wasn't going to show this to you, but I can show you an exact example of this. And that's Chloe Swarbrick talking to Ryan Bridge this morning. Maybe I'll bring that up as well to show you about how one person's actions can lead to the right designating the whole of a political ideology in a certain way, even when the facts are against it. Do you remember just a few weeks ago around Charlie Kirk, one shooter who was not affiliated with any political party, but allegedly had a trans girlfriend, and then the left, what did Elon Musk say? The left are the party of murder, when every bit of research, scientific research in the world says 75% of political violence comes from the right in America. But they spun the narrative, and for some, it's stuck. So Winston Peters today, TVNZ News report.
The fallout from an attack by a pro-Palestinian protester on Winston Peters' home has resulted in an actress being cut from a TV commercial. She had revealed the Foreign Minister's address and encouraged others to join a...
Let me just say this as well. And I actually, ironically, Chewie, I looked at a clip today because I was looking for some information. It was a Marilyn Garson one about that lawyer who was screaming in the protesters' faces. I would rather be a day late revealing information about someone that I'm not sure of than a day early. It's a little bit, again, not evoking it for our means, but like the Charlie Kirk thing. The left are anti-gun violence. Therefore, if you're on the left and supporting what happened to Charlie Kirk, you're not the representation of us. Let me say this again. The left are anti-doxing. The left don't want our activists, don't want our politicians, don't want our commentators doxed. We are anti-doxing. If you dox and you place yourself on the left, you should lose your left card. And just think about it. If you never think about it any other way, think of the equal and opposite. Okay, Do you want an incel person on the right to publicize where Chloe's house is, and then there's 40 incel 20-something-year-old shaved head white men standing outside her house protesting? Of course you don't. We are against doxing. We are against doxing. I'm making that clear. Chewie may have a different perspective on that, but
There's a lot of shades of grey in what you're saying there, Pat.
I don't think there is.
It's very open to interpretation.
I don't think there is. We'll keep going.
Protest outside. The targeting of the private residence has been widely condemned. A 29-year-old man charged after handing himself in to police. Senior political reporter Benedict Collins has more.
Police at the scene of the crime.
Now, I don't really understand this. Why the fuck are they doing fingerprinting like it's CSI? Like a genuine question.
It's
CSI
so
Miami.
dumb.
Like what? I mean, like this. It's like this is the house of a quadruple homicide, and like they've got the person he handed himself in. What are they like? Honestly, if this is standard police practice, okay, sure, I don't know, but it just seems a bit weird that the guy who put a crowbar through the window handed himself in, and they're going over it like it's like I don't know. He's gone into the Charles Manson house or something, and they're trying to figure it all out. I don't get it.
Can I also say here, and I'm sure we'll have people in the chat that have been burgled, right? Because this guy has been charged with burglary. I think that's a very specific term for what may have been done, right? If your house has been burgled and you called up to report that burglary, did police come and do fingerprinting? And if they did, how long before
there's an answer to you?
Yeah. So this is exactly my point. So this man that has been on the public tit for longer than I have been alive, taxpayer-funded job, he has security, he has a DPS detail, I'm sure, police there the next day. The guy's handed us out, but he still has a police response that a normal citizen wouldn't be guaranteed of receiving. Right? There's a hypocrisy in this as well. It's frustrating to see this play out.
We'll keep going.
Winston Peters' window was smashed in yesterday.
Well, it's, an appalling event. Very sorry for the dog and everybody else involved.
Mr. Peters' Labrador, Kobe, seen here, was right near the window when the attack happened.
Well, we think he's okay, but he had glass all over him.
Can you talk us through what happened? How did it happen?
With the best of our knowledge, he climbed over the balustrade and then put a notice on the door and then put a crowbar through the window.
What did the notice say?
Welcome to the real world.
The Foreign Minister's home has been targeted by protesters in recent days, furious over the war in Gaza, and Mr. Peters' response.
He is a disgrace.
He is a disgrace.
They even broadcast his address online. Politicians are appalled at the attack.
This has just got to stop.
This has got to stop. Like, this is the 10th in a row. This is the narrative. Like, it's not, you can have two things can be true. What happened at Winston should never have happened and is wrong. And David Seymour is inflating what happened and making more of it. Both of those things can be true.
Believe that someone else is wrong, then the right thing to do is try and persuade them.
So do we remember him when it came to Green MP, who's just jumped out of my head, who retired, where Mr. Seymour, Benjamin Doyle was? Was this the tone he took with Benjamin Doyle? Was this the tone he took? I think not.
Not go and smash their house.
Oh, it's below the belt. It's just disgusting.
Senior citizen and his own home has been attacked. That's just outrageous.
I don't think you're supposed to call Winston Peters a senior citizen.
Doesn't like that.
I don't know how that'll go down with him.
And that's just not the Kiwi way at all.
The government alleges the Greens are partly
Like, why are you fingerprinting the ledge? Like, honestly.
responsible. The actor who broadcast Mr. Peters' address appeared at a press
Can I ask a completely unrelated question? Because someone in the chat will know. Why the hell has she got a fork and a spoon stuck to her jacket? I thought that yesterday when I heard her speaking. Obviously, it means something. A fork on one side, a spoon on the other. You can see the spoon just there. Can someone answer that for me?
Sorry, this was funny in the moment, so I'm going to talk about it. When I was looking at people on Twitter that were responding with quite a lot of aggression towards this person that's on our screen now, as the person that broadcast Peter's address, because of that blazer that she's wearing, someone referred to her as Mick Magnet Tits. And yeah, 'cause she's got a spoon and a fork on her chest. I don't know, but it was funny because it was just so absurd. But people have lost their fucking mind over this woman. Here's my tangent. She appeared in 1NZ's latest ad campaign.
Yeah, I
very
think they
brief
talked about
moment.
that,
Because that's been pointed out, 1NZ have decided to pull that advertising. What a ridiculous overreaction.
I listen, Chewie, it's not that I disagree with you, but again, let's now talk about the game that gets played. You know, we've just seen it with Netflix has lost something like 30 million customers. Disney, when they cancelled Jimmy Kimmel, lost 1.7 million customers. This is the world that these mega companies work in. And, you know, Michael Jordan's got that famous quote when he was asked why doesn't he get political. He says, because Republicans buy sneakers too. What they've done is they've made a commercial decision based on what could happen from here. You know, there's lots of competition now in the telco sector and who might go to 2 Degrees or to Spark. Oh, they are Spark, aren't they? No, they're Vodafone's one, or Spark or Skinny or somewhere else. So it's, I tend to agree with you that it's a bit of an overreaction, but I also understand. I also understand what they've done. They've gone, imagine if we lost 5,000 subs from here. We couldn't do that. Let's just pull it. It's the safer thing. Might be cowardly. It might be the wrong decision. It might be stupid, but that's the decision they've made. And that's the decision in this world that mostly these sorts of things get made around business. It's just about the ledger with plus money, ledger with minus money. What do we think is the best thing to do here? Nothing more, nothing less. It's not done in a way to support Winston. It's not done in a way to support the Winston cause. It's purely about how many people will leave us versus how many will stay or join us. And they've made the decision. They might be wrong, but that's how they do it. We'll keep going.
Conference about the Gaza flotilla alongside the Greens yesterday.
And one was standing right next to Chloe Schwarbeck yesterday. She was the one that did that. Got them to come.
So I had no idea that she would be there. You know what Chloe Swarbrick could do today, if she agrees with me? She should call the dogs off.
Yeah, there you go. There's the narrative. Call the dogs off. Like, what are you talking about? Where is this happening? Like, call the dogs off implies it's PAX, it's all the time, it's everywhere. This is the narrative. This is the narrative of the actions of one person. The one person is the guy that climbed over the balustrade, and the actions of one person, call the dogs off, is now being said.
And tell those protesters to stop protesting outside politicians' homes.
The Greens say they condemn both the attack and the doxing.
Of course.
Every political party and every politician that I am aware of has explicitly condemned that violent attack on Winston Peters' home.
1NZ is removing the actor from its ads, saying they don't back behaviour that puts people's safety at risk. Our Foreign Minister has been putting the figurative boot into pro-Palestine.
Decorum. Bludgers. Those bludgers over there. Decorum, Mr. Peters. Decorum.
Indian protesters lately.
And off you go with a fence with dumber and dumber bludging over there.
He was referring to protesters there as dumb bludgers. I mean, does he need to tone it down as well?
There's no excuse for what happened last night.
Outside Parliament, this lone protest.
Two different conversations there. Has Mr. Peters added to the environment of abuse between political parties? Yes.
Yeah.
Separate to, that's not what you were asked. That's not what you've asked, Mr. Luxon. You were asked has his commentary contributed to the overall tension that we have in this political scene? The answer is yes.
Protester taking a stand today.
It's shameful what we have done, what we haven't done actually. You know, not even recognising Palestine as a state.
And rejecting outright the attack on Mr. Peters' home.
This is a movement of peace and love.
The attack on an MP's home, condemned by all quarters.
Toitu Utility down the end of Winnie Street there, obviously. I think we should play this. I will play you something else as well, though, because Winston was on with Karen this morning, and they had an interesting little chat about something else. This is about Bomber as well.
Well, look, let's just run through what we've got on the agenda here. Martin Bradbury, Bomber Bradbury. Okay, not many people read his stuff. He's in a strange ecosystem with that guy, Pat Brittenden. Do you think something needs to be done when someone like Martin Bradbury...
Come on, man, mention me. I'm here too.
Nah, you didn't get a mention from Karen. They were talking about that. That was about the
senpai.
That was about the spitting. I'm going to bring up the Herald, and we'll play that. But Chewie, your response so far, and I want to make this really clear: two things can be true. Completely inappropriate, wrong. It's criminal what happened at Winston's place, and the person should be charged and held accountable for it. That can be correct, and the right can be using this and exaggerating it. Call the dogs off. Exaggerate. We got this kind of thing has to stop, like it's happening everywhere. Exaggerate the issue to make it bigger than it is, and it works. This is the thing we have to remember. Chewie.
Look, I think you'll agree that I can be somewhat militant on these things.
Yeah.
And look, my point of view, I said it last night, I said it on my Blue Sky, I'm going to say it again. This is very much like the calls to condemn Hamas.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a big fucking bow I'm drawing here, aren't I? You can condemn the actions of the person that put a crowbar through Winston Peters' window. And at the same time, have a separate but related thought of going, don't agree with what you've done, but I understand why you did it. Right? Those two things can exist in the same place, in the same brain. And then there's a third thought that goes, this isn't actually that helpful to us at the moment because we've given a whole bunch of ammunition to our enemies and they're going to fucking dine out on it, which is what we've seen today. Now, this is exactly how it's played out in Gaza. So is the long-term things that we've seen in Gaza going to be true? We've spoken about this earlier tonight of like Israel's put itself into a box that I don't think they've realised that they're closing the lid on. Are all the people that are cheerleading and saying, call the dogs off, and Winston is, with all of his, he knows he's got to mention the dog because the dog is relatable to everyone, whereas he is not. Mm-hmm. Is this going to wear out a welcome and people are just going to go, all right, guys, you're being kind of cunts about this now? Is that what we're going to see?
Mm.
Is the analogy going to stretch that far?
Well, I didn't have this queued up, but I've got it now, so I haven't said it at this particular pass. Just to show you, and I'm saying the right, and I am placing Ryan Bridge there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Can take the actions of one person and blame a whole ideology with it, a whole side of the political spectrum. So you have we're not going to play all of it. We'll play a bit of it where you'll get the gist of how he spoke to Chloe Swarbrick this morning about basically blaming Chloe for the actions of one person that the whole left is responsible for.
Listening into the at least latter half of that interview was Chloe Swarbrick, the Greens Party co-leader, and joins us now from Wellington. Chloe, good morning.
Morena.
Do you know who attacked Winston's house?
No, I don't, Ryan, and I just want to, straight off the bat, explicitly condemn this violence. We have always explicitly condemned attacks on people's homes, and we always have. This crosses a threshold and goes well beyond people's right to protest. So I just want to be abundantly clear that we explicitly condemn that violent attack on Winston Peters' home. We always have condemned attack like this, and we always will.
So why'd you invite that woman who told everyone his address to a press conference yesterday to speak and stand next to you?
I was not responsible for inviting her to the press conference.
Did you know she was going to be there?
Of course she
did. The community had organised who was going to be there. I had been involved in the formative planning with regard to ensuring that we had all of the representatives.
Do you know her? Is she a mate?
No, Ryan, I think that here we're kind of losing sight of the bigger picture.
Is she a mate or not? I'm just trying to figure out how close you guys are. This is a chick who went out there and told the world the address of our foreign minister at a time like this, and you're standing next to her at a press conference. It's a fair question.
It's not a fair question.
Ryan, we are not close.
Because if they were best mates, how does that impact or not impact the actions of the one person who has broken the law here? This is the thing. This is the narrative.
A number of people who are involved in a number of protests. I had not been aware of that behaviour at that point in time when it came to, as you are now putting to me, sending out the address or otherwise. But again, if we can come back to the point here.
So when did you hear about the address going out there publicly?
I heard that when questions were put to me by the media later in the afternoon, subsequent to the press conference. So if we can come back to the core point,
yesterday
Ryan,
afternoon.
because yes, the core point here, Ryan, is not one activist. It is not the understandable feelings.
Well, the
of
core point
Peters.
is how, is what Winston Peters says. You are inciting violence, Chloe. When you say from the river to the sea, and you lead these protests, and you whip up everybody on social media, and you get the mob going, someone ends up with a crowbar through Winston Peters.
So now someone who is a supposed journalist is now telling New Zealand that Chloe is inciting violence based on the actions of one man who committed a crime at Winston Peters' house. I mean, like, I can play a bit more, but that's just showing the whole thing, right? That's the whole. That's the whole shell game, guys. That's the whole lot of it. And remember, I'll say it again: if the right want to tag the whole left with the actions of one person who broke the law at Winston Peters' house, I think we should start talking more about Tim Yago then. Because if they're going to label the whole right, a whole left, on the actions of one person, then the left should be able to do that too. Obviously, that's never going to happen, but you get the point.
Pat, I got an even better one for you, bud.
Go on then.
Christchurch shooter.
Oh, actions of one man. There you go.
The mosque shooter. He donated money to ACT.
Yeah.
That was pointed out to ACT and said that they should donate those funds to some sort of charity. And they refused to.
Do you want me to give you another 60 seconds, or have we seen enough? Shall I give it another 60?
Oh, no, Ryan can fuck off.
Okay. Fuck off, Ryan. There you go. There you go. Bring that back. That might be a bit lighter.
There's so much wrong with that interview.
Yeah.
Like his dismissive attitude. referring to an adult woman as a chick to Chloe laugh. And a
Kiwi bird. It's very funny.
Like, and then going, oh, you said the river to the sea one time, so you'd see the direct line that has come to with, I assume, someone burning Winston Peters' house down and killing his dog in the street. Chloe. I saw someone comment in the chat that they just broke a glass in the kitchen, and why didn't Chloe stop that from happening? You know, it's just, God, Ryan's a spanner.
Look, I'm going to say this one more time because I want this to be clear, because people have started to pick up our stuff and start reviewing our stuff online like we do the news and stuff. Two things can be true at the same time. What happened at Winston Peters' house can be a crime that warrants charges and, if found guilty, a punishment to it, right? That can be true in this universe. And the right can be using this to exaggerate and further a narrative which is inaccurate. Those two things can be both true and both living in this universe.
Yeah. And look, consistency is key, right, Pat? So if anybody is reviewing this, I say, hello, Oliver, you human skin tag. You can look back at our commentary on when Posey Parker was here, and there was that assault in the crowd, and we had a really consistent point of view there that violence is bad. If crime has been committed, then the crime should be prosecuted, go through the courts to find its resolution, which is what happened. So sometimes breaking the law is worth it. I'm not saying that this is one of those times or not. You know, sometimes breaking the law is moral, not legal. Again, saying that is what this is in this case, right? Yeah. But come on, Winston is making hay out of this.
Yeah, and this is one
that is the downside for the left of this person's actions. As I said,
Yeah.
it's against the law, condemn it, understand why it happened, and at the same time can kind of go, I wish you didn't do that because this has happened now.